Hey, welcome back to Team Hotel TV 2015 football edition for the second half predictions for week 3. And we're going to start it off with a 2:30 game with the Cowboys versus the Colts. Chris, you got something for us?
I got one thing to say for the Colts. Wow. They got their booty whacked week 1, and then they come back and they almost beat the Eagles. It's a 20-18 loss. But for them, that is a win for the Colts. And now the Colts, I want to tell you something. You got to look big picture here. You can't get so caught up in losing a couple games because, all right, first of all, you're going to play the Cowboys this week. I think you're going to lose. I think you're going to lose 27-19. Next week, you're going to play the Packers. I think you're going to lose there too. But I'm telling you, if you stick together, look who you face. You face the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Saints, and the Vikings to close out the season. You could be 4-4. You could beat all those teams and get in the playoffs. And by then, you'll have a momentum going into the playoffs and can make a splash. But it's all about, can you keep your leadership together on the team, work together as a unit, and continually get better week after week. It's whether or not they can see the big picture, whether or not they'll do anything after the regular season. With the Cowboys donut this past week against the Saints puts them as the best defense in the league. I just think they're too much right now. Even though I think Colts are Cinderella in the making, I think the Cowboys right now are going to squash Cinderella. I think they're going to beat them 27-19.
Yeah, I never go against my team, and I'm not going against them this week either. The Cowboys win this one 27-25 in a close one. I think the Colts are getting better week in and week out. Every week they're becoming a better team, and I think that they're going to play a lot better this week. So, I'm not going to sit there and underestimate them. But, I am watching tape a lot. Me and my coaches, we're prepared, and we're going to close this one out and finish strong. So we're going to win this one 27-25. But the Colts will be a dangerous team. Hopefully about, week 5, that they can win those last 4 games and make it into the playoffs.
Squeak into the grade 8?
Yeah, they really can. They got some talent over there. And like I said, every week they're getting better. So I'm happy we played on week 3 because I know little by little they're going to start to gel and they're going to be a team to watch out for.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they made it look easy last week. And I actually heard on Leo's sideline him tell his quarterback not to throw any more touchdowns because he did not want his rank to change to a 1. But he is clearly the best quarterback in the league by far. And you can see, Leroy is also looks like he's emerging into a superstar in this league. And I'm excited to see that because they already have so many weapons, and even helping them out on offense, you got Khalif and Kwa out there. And the Cowboys, with that quarterback, anybody could coach that team and make them look good. And the fact that they're 1-1, I think that's all on the coaches. Definitely not on the players because they have all the talent. So and with the Colts, I was really excited to see the Colts bounce back. There was a lot of players over there. They were a little frustrated after week 1's loss. And they bounced back and they pulled it together. Wayne looked like he actually made some moves on coaching, whether it was him or his staff, they actually put some players in some better positions. And they definitely gave the Eagles a run for their money in that game. Chris looked like he's starting to develop as a quarterback. I think he had 3 touchdowns this last week. And it seemed like they moved Esky to middle linebacker and paired him up with Chris, which is a dangerous middle defense right there. I also saw Charles make a heck of a catch for a touchdown over Teddy and Brian. You've seen that? Yeah, it was a fantastic catch. And he was one who got traded and then tried to fail the physical so he can go back to his team. But the league didn't let it happen, and he ended up staying with the Colts. But I think they found themselves definitely a dynamic wide receiver there. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Colts, use that gameplay they had, and hopefully they build off of that. And I think they will. And I think they can upset the Cowboys here. I think, just like I said, it's the coaching over there in the Cowboys. They take everyone lightly. And even though they're the Goliath of the league, Leo takes his helmet off, and he's going to allow David, the coach, to knock him out. And I got the Colts winning this one 28-27.
Wow. Well, I like what you said about the Wayne saying, making the changes on offense from taking a player from defense and putting him on offense, which was Charles. And I think I heard at one practice he was saying, just pass me the damn ball. That's what Charles was saying. Just pass me the darn ball. And when he got it, he did something with it.
Yeah, he got a nice, great touchdown.
So let's go to the next 4 o'clock game where we have the Eagles and the Seahawks. Two birds.
Man. Yeah, 2 birds. This is a matchup game. If you look at the matchups, Eagles are 3rd on offense and 7th in defense. Seahawks are 8th on offense and 2nd on defense. So they actually match up pretty well. I think it'll be interesting on paper. Now, here's the deal with the Seahawks. Are they going to give Chisholm the ball? Did you see this dude? If you look at the game, he almost single-handedly beat the Vikings, right? I mean, he was Moss and Shamid, 9-10 times, something like that. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. But he waited till the end to do it when it was already a hole too deep. And so I think if they have one of the worst offense in the leagues right now. If you put this dude on my team, I mean, how in the world are you at the bottom? Well, you got this dude just throwing the sneaker ball every time. Nobody can jump with him. I don't think anybody can. This dude's like, 7'2", something like that. And but at the same time, I don't
Chris,
think.
would you trade him for George? Because you have George and he's not
I
getting
would
a
like to
stinking
use
ball
both.
neither.
If we're gonna find. Well, I guess we're not gonna find out. We don't. But he is good. He is good. And I'm having a hard time picking this one because I don't know if Jesse and them are going to actually utilize Chisholm enough. And until the big three start losing, I'm going to have to pick for the big three, and I'm going to pick the Eagles this one, squeaking it out 19-18.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say the formula, but Chris pretty much put the formula out to beat the Eagles. Just give Chisholm the ball. Don't wait till the second half to feed him. I mean, can't nobody on the Eagles team stick him. Can't nobody in this league jump with him. Give Chisholm the ball early and stop running the ball so much. That's probably why you have the
Seahawks
worst
can win
offense
this
in the
game.
league.
Yes.
You guys are trying to run pretty much in a passing league, and you run the ball about like 60 times and throw the ball about 15 times. You're not going to win like that, Jesse.
No, never.
Ruben, Taekwon,
It's
and the
a
other
winnable
coaches
game
over
for
there.
the Seahawks.
Listen, the Seahawks are going to win this one, though, 24-20. I think they take my advice, feed Chisholm the ball and throw the ball a lot more. And don't sleep on Brian from the Eagles. He's been playing really well this year. Throw a few touchdown passes, and he's catching pick sixes every week. But his pick six is not going to be enough for Chisholm and the Seahawks this week. Stop running the ball. So your offense could look better.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks, I don't know what's going on over there. It must, you know what it must be? They have no faith in the quarterback over there. That's what I'm starting to think it is. That maybe that's why you run the ball so much, is there's no faith in the quarterback. But I believe Mikey has what it takes. And he throws a nice little jump ball to Chisholm, and I just don't see how you feature that more. So I'm with you guys. You got to give your superstars the ball. Now they do have a good running back, so I can see why they throw in the run there. But you can give him a screen. You can do. I believe his name is Tashim, and he's actually pretty phenomenal and elusive with the ball. But you can't fall in love with that. I mean, this isn't a running league. You cannot block. I think Ortiz needs to give up the offensive play calling and let Taekwon, who's an offensive genius, start to call some plays on offense.
There you go.
And
There
I think,
you go,
yeah,
right
and I
there.
think then
There
you will
you
see
go.
the Seahawks start to develop into offensive. Because defensively, I think they're doing okay. They're doing good. But offensively, they haven't figured out how to win yet in Timoteo. That's why they didn't make the playoffs last year. And the way they're going here, they can be a low seed. And with all that talent, I mean, you can't just let that go to waste. But now talking about the Eagles, I mean, Brian, like I said, you guys say he's doing on offense and on defense. Wesley came back this week and looked phenomenal. Quickest little guy in the league for sure. He's my favorite little hobbit, definitely. And then you got, defensively for the Eagles, they haven't figured it out yet. They haven't figured it out yet with Julius. Are you okay? With Julius, kind of in the middle. He's only has a couple tackles, so I don't know if their safeties are just, they're throwing deep on them or what. But they have to figure it out. If they want to be a legitimate contender, they have to be able to do it on both sides of the ball. And in this game, I'm gonna have to go with my gut, and my gut is that the Seahawks will figure it out. And I think they'll watch the highlights over and over again of Chisholm just kind of catching balls.
Charles did it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they're going to win this game. And I got them winning 35-30. A close game.
So what's to figure out? I mean, we all
We
the
all see
consensus
it.
said
We all
throw
see
the ball
it.
to Chisholm.
Definitely.
Throw the ball to Chisholm. And I have to make a correction. Chisholm, I said you were soft, and you went up against one of the most physical safeties out there, and you made him the Timoteo poster child. So, hey, let's go to that last 4 o'clock game where we got the Packers and the Cards.
Yeah, this one, the Cardinals, they played a great game this past week. They have a lot of character on this team, and I like that. I like the coaching staff. I like this whole organization from top to bottom. I have nothing negative to say about the Cardinals at all. I think that they're a team that continually needs to grow. I'm not 100% sure how this defense at 3-3-1 works in this league. I think there's some other teams that will pick that apart. And I think the Packers are one that will exploit that to its fullest. I think the Pac-9, obviously, I think the Pac-9, as of right now, is playing the best ball in the league. I think they have what it takes to beat the Big Three. I think they're not going to have much of a problem beating the Cardinals this week. I think they're going to beat them 36-19.
I got the Panthers winning this one 38-32.
Packers?
I'm
Panthers?
sorry.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah. No.
Are you okay?
No.
He's on that sugar, huh?
Keep looking at sugar over there.
Nah, it's not
So who you got? Who you
I
got?
got the Packers winning this one 38-32. I think that Shane and Frank connection is really good. I think Frank probably scores 3 to 4 touchdowns this game,
just stop
especially
him.
with the way the Cardinals are playing on defense. I don't know what it is they're running, but Shane is going to eat it alive. Shane is emerging into a great quarterback, probably an elite quarterback in the league. So I think him and Frank with that connection will be a little too much for the Cardinals. But I think that Musa can have a pretty good game too, because I noticed that the Ravens exposed the secondary of the Packers, just going over top. And we all know Musa has a big arm. I just think that if the Cardinals can find him a few more weapons to throw the ball to, because I think he has like 1 or 2 good receivers, but you can find him a little bit more weapons. I think the Cardinals will be pretty good. And like I said, I just don't think it's enough. And the Packers win 38-32.
Yeah, the Cardinals, they surprised me last week and came out with some fight and actually led in that game early on and kind of let things kind of fall apart a little bit. Musa, like we said, he's still figuring out kind of the league, but he has an amazing arm, and it seems like his receivers are kind of dropping some passes, and it seems like he throws a little flat-footed. It seems like he just kind of waits for the rush to come and kind of backs up, but I think he can figure that out, and I think. You were talking about his receivers. You got Terrell, I think is his go-to guy. And then you got Dante. Dante, I think he's number 22, who's definitely an elusive receiver. So with those 2 guys, you can't take them lightly each weekend. And I don't think the Packers are going to take them lightly. I think the Packers, they had some adversity last week. We started the game off with an interception, almost a pick 6. And Shane, bounced back, and that's what I like about Shane. He's been able to show some toughness, and he's bounced back, and we got the lead at halftime by 2 touchdowns. But then he just in that second half, I think he was satisfied with the league and kind of took that second half off. And in order to be considered one of the top 4 teams in the league, I mean, you have to be able to play 2 halves, and he can't just play 1 half. So I think Shane still has a lot to learn. I think he's definitely evolving in the league, but he still has to figure out how to play a whole game. I mean, he has the receivers. You guys talk about his connection with Frank. He has Crash, he has Ryan, Khalif, and defensively, that's what surprised me the most about the Packers this last week was they won it on defense. They got a clutch interception at the end, and even Matt Nolan had that interception, and Matt had another interception that saved us. I think they had it first and goal at the 1, and then somehow Matt being so little, he's deflected the ball and caught an interception. I don't know how they must have not seen him, and he took advantage of it. And I think sometimes that's what happens. The ball kind of bounces your way. But I think if the Packers can play their game, I think they should win this game. But after the speech I heard from the Cardinals after the game, I think this is going to be an uphill battle for the Packers. And I think it's going to be a tight game. And I got us winning 31-30 in the shootout. But I still think the Packers win by 1 point.
We had a whole segment about the Packers. You named your entire roster there. You probably missed a name or 2.
And if any other players are interested in transferring next year, you can look me up, buddy_Timoteo. You can.
Well, you made some good picks, good talks about the Packers, and what you said about Shane is true. His maturity level is grown. I haven't seen maturity level in a.
You haven't seen that lip yet. Usually he'd be upset like that, but he hasn't shown that.
I haven't seen that maturity level in a big quarterback like that, except for Burlocker and Mike.
Yeah.
Mike from the 49ers. I mean, Shane is really picking up his game. But I do think that the Cardinals, you're right, I do think that the Cardinals, Cornell and Kenny and Cash, they really spoke to the team harshly, and I think it lit a fire underneath them. They have to win. If they don't win this week, I think it's over for them.
I just think the Packers have a history of good quarterbacks. I mean, they had Tyquan, and then they had White Boy, and then what's the kid name? Number 21. No. Number 21. Quad came and had a good year. And I guess Shane being on the bench and learning from all of them, I think that the Packers, they just have a good quarterback coaches over there. Just like in real life. I mean,
in the
Brett
power
Favre, Aaron Rodgers, it's just like, it just shut down. It went down to the Timoteo Packers.
So what do you think about that player, Eric?
And in the power rankings, they have right. Thank you. And in the power rankings, you have Shane as a rookie quarterback. He can't be a rookie quarterback being an understudy. He was understudy for 3 years. Yeah, he's understudy for 3 years.
Definitely playing like
Well,
that.
that's going to do it for this week on Team Hotel TV Football Edition. Thank you very much. And that'll be it. See you at Scanlon. Remember your verse. Remember
Yes.
your memory verse. And
What's-
your
what's the
leadership
verse,
verse.
Eric?
I don't know the verse.
Okay, all right.
I don't know the verse.